So this past weekend, Blumhouse delivered a brand new Exorcist movie with The Exorcist Believer. So with me having reviewed all 6 of those movies, most of them being a chore, let's go ahead and rank all 6 of these movies from worst to best as one final farewell for the next 2 years to this franchise. So let's go ahead and start this ranking off with number 6, Last Place. And that is very easily going to be Exorcist 2: The Heretic. I genuinely despise this movie. I had actually never seen it before until I did this review series, and I just want to forget about this movie. It is absolute dog shit. Linda Blair and her performance are just about the only redeeming qualities about this movie. It's boring beyond all belief. The story is really lame, and it adds nothing to the Exorcist franchise. So, yeah, this is easily last place. Number 5, taking a bit of a leap in quality, is Exorcist: The Beginning. I've seen some people say that this is their preferred version of this movie. And actually, it's a lot of people saying that this is their preferred version, but I don't get it. I don't absolutely despise this movie like I do Exorcist 2, but I still don't think it's a very good entry into the Exorcist franchise. Stellan Skarsgård is obviously doing his best with the material he has to work with. And there's some really good exploration of his character, Father Merrin, in this movie, but some really bad CGI and the need to turn this into more of an archaeological action film than an Exorcist film really drags this movie down, so it's here at number 5. Number 4, and once again, not taking a very huge leap in quality, is going to be the newest movie in this franchise, The Exorcist Believer. I don't know what I was expecting from this movie. I didn't expect it to be great, but this is legitimately not that great. I don't think, like I said in my review, I don't think it's as god-awful as a lot of people are saying it is, but I don't think it's a good movie either. You get some really good performances, mainly from Leslie Odom Jr. and Ann Dowd, but this completely bastardizes everything that the original Exorcist stood for. It's a movie that didn't need a legacy sequel. And coming from the guy who made Halloween Ends, we really did not need this movie. It's completely pointless, and at this point in this franchise, I am not down for a new trilogy. After how this movie ended, I don't give a shit about the next 2 movies in this planned trilogy. So, not a very good starting off point, but we'll see where this franchise goes. Coming in at 3rd place, and once again, not a super huge leap in quality, but we have Dominion prequel to The Exorcist. This is my preferred version of this movie. Once again, it's not great. Stellan Skarsgård is easily the highlight, but I feel like it's much more of a soulful character drama than The Exorcist: The Beginning, and that's why I like it more. It's more of a character study into Father Merrin. And yes, they did the whole story arc that he goes through with Karis better in the original Exorcist, but I still thought it was a really good exploration of Father Merrin and his crisis of faith, and I also really liked the practical effects, and it felt more like a horror movie. It felt more like an Exorcist movie, so it's better than the Beginning for me. But it's still not a super great movie. It still has some issues, but it's watchable for me. Runner-up, 2nd place, and this is the huge leap in quality that this franchise needed, and that is going to be The Exorcist 3. yeah, this movie is actually really great. This is the only sequel worth a damn, in my opinion. I absolutely love the story here, the atmosphere, the characters. George C. Scott is absolutely amazing here. Really great to see Jason Miller back as Karis. And the reason why this movie feels like it works where all the other entries into this franchise failed is because it's actually based on a story written by William Peter Blatty, who wrote the original book that the first movie was based off of. So it just felt more of a natural continuation of the Exorcist story because it was actually written by the guy who wrote The Exorcist. That's why this movie works for me. And also, it's got one of the greatest jump scares in horror history. So props for that as well. This is easily the best sequel, the only sequel worth a damn, and I absolutely love it. So it's at number 2. But number 1, and was there ever any doubt that it was going to be anything other than the original film, The Exorcist? I mean, what can I say about this movie that has not already been said? You have one of the most influential, important, and iconic horror films of all time that left this gigantic mark on the genre. Not just on horror, though, but on film in general. It's got some of the most iconic shots in cinema history. It pretty much invented the possession subgenre of horror, and you get so many great character moments. Father Karras being the standout. Jason Miller was just absolutely terrific as Father Karras in this movie. And this movie's influence on pop culture is felt everywhere. Every movie wants to be The Exorcist, especially every possession movie. Almost every comedy film has had made some sort of reference to The Exorcist at some point. It's just iconic as hell. I absolutely love it. One of my favorite movies of all time. So it obviously easily comes in at number 1. So that was my ranking for the Exorcist franchise. What's your favorite movie in this franchise? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to see your ranking. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.